Reverend Ken Gordon, spiritual leader for Centers for Spiritual Living, coming to you with our third week in May based on compassion for our Sunday themes. And this week is brought to us by Reverend Diane Decker, who is the outreach minister from Centers for Spiritual Living, Kauai, Hawaii. And her topic is, who are the poor? I recall once being in a small town in Mexico, a small farming town, and I don't know whether or not you know, but I come from a farming background. But I remember being in that community and walking down the streets at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was the most remarkable thing I could imagine. Although the town appeared to be poor in a village, there was very, very little in the way of human tangible goods that people had. And yet, you know, I'll tell you something, is that the experience that I had was one of great, great wealth. In the mornings, what the farmers would do is they'd get up and they'd put their hoe on their shoulder and they'd walk off to the fields. Then they'd come back at noon, and at noon they'd siesta. They'd get up in the late afternoon and they'd go back out and they'd start again. The remarkable thing was that they didn't have to lock up their shops. They didn't have to lock up their homes. They didn't even have to put away their tools. They could just leave it on the street and everything moved smoothly. Now, the question that I had when I saw that and began to experience it is, who are the poor? These people weren't poor. They were living a different life in a different way than the ones that we're accustomed to. And yes, they didn't have the luxurious goods that we have at our hands all the time, but they were rich in their souls and they were rich in all the valuable things that they had in their life: family, friends, property, the earth, everything that's divine, everything that's beautiful. Dr. Holmes wrote, "The nature of God is incarnated in every soul. All are whole, perfect, and complete, just as they are. If we're perceiving poor, then we're experiencing separation from God, and there is no separation." He also wrote in The Science of Mind, page 151, "The secret of spiritual power lies in a consciousness of one's union with the whole and of the availability of good. God is accessible to all people." Also in The Science of Mind from page 448, he wrote, "The whole purpose of the Science of Mind is to reconcile the apparent separation of the spiritual world, which must be perfect, with the material world, which appears imperfect." And on page 358, he wrote, "It is here that the mentality performs seeming miracles, because there is nothing to hinder the whole from coming through." It's our opportunity to stop looking at the world from a point of view of who's got a lot and who's got little, and instead start realizing that we all have a lot. Look around you right here. Look at the abundance and the prosperity that is right here, right now. There is way more abundance in this yard than there is lack. And the same is true in our lives, each and every one of our lives. If we actually look at it, no matter what it looks like, no matter what kind of credit card debt or mortgage or whatever you might be dreaming of when you talk about this, the reality is there's more goodness and there's more prosperity and there's more abundance in your life than anything else. Once again, it's our opportunity to be able to see it and embrace what is the goodness and what is the prosperity instead of embracing our lack. When we do that, what will happen is the world will recognize that poverty is a thing that doesn't even exist in the mind of God. It only exists in the mind of humanity. And when we get to that point, what we will do is we will start sharing and start letting things go instead of holding on to it and clawing at the world around us. Our opportunity lies before us to become a new humanity, and that new humanity is beginning right here and right now, and it begins with you. God bless you. Know you're loved. Have a great week.